Theo, how have you been?
I'm doing really good, Sarah. How are you?
Everything's good. So last time we spoke, it was through the Conquering Dyslexia Summit, which was a huge success. So well done for that. And that was back in February, I think, right?
Yes, felt like a long time ago. I mean, doing it felt really like yesterday, but looking back on it, it's a long time ago, and it was amazing to get to know you and everyone else that was on it.
Yeah, honestly, I personally met so many people through there. So honestly, well done for doing that. It was such a success, and I'm so lucky because that's how I met you as well.
Yeah. It's perfect. It's how loads of people got connected. But I'm really grateful and excited to be chatting to tell my story to your audience.
Yes.
And to be chatting here. So yeah, I'm excited into it.
Yeah, exactly. So last time we shared my story. This time we'll talk about your experience with dyslexia. So just to kind of start it off, just tell me a bit about yourself, your name, your age.
Perfect. So I'm Theo. I'm 22 years old now. Often I'm to get wrong because I'm 21, so I turned like a few months ago. And at the moment, I'm teaching in Thailand, so that's why I really apologize. Connection might be a bit bad and noises or people walking through, because at the moment I'm in school, in my school in Thailand, teaching kids English. But yeah.
That's great. And you're severely dyslexic, right?
Yes, very bad. So I found out about dyslexia when I got diagnosed. I believe I was 8 years old. Now, I have said I'm 6 in the past, but I don't know why I love the number 6. But it was when I was younger, when I was in year 4 in English schooling. So I believe I was 8 years old then. I found out I was dyslexic.
I haven't been to a school for dyslexia, but I know that if I was there, I'm pretty sure it would have been very helpful for me. So do you think that moving schools really was the right thing to do?
At the time, 100%, because there are positive and negatives to it, as I probably mentioned later in the story. But moving to the school makes into a world in a dyslexia school where everything feels normal. You know what I mean? Your dyslexia feels normal. It doesn't feel like anything's different in you. And the amount of like security you have at a young age, that is invaluable for someone like me and for someone who's very dyslexic, who's struggling to be in an environment that makes them feel normal. But then obviously when they have to leave that environment to go into the real world, they are going to face some challenges that they didn't have to face in a dyslexic school.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, everything does have its negatives and positives, I guess. Yeah. But
100%, but yeah,
it really does help. I mean, the support of your teachers and just having someone that 100%. Understands what dyslexia is and how to kind of deal with it, that is the most important thing, I think, for like a dyslexic child.
100%, yeah. And it's just being in a classroom and being expected to do what only you can do. In a sense, it's like being like going in the classroom and just because you can't do it, not like having people there not understand you fully. Not because I don't think they can fully understand you. No one can fully understand what you're going through. But being in a classroom where you're not pushed, you're not saying, oh, like you can't do this, or keep trying, keep working harder. You might be nearly as good as the other person, and not comparing yourself to everyone else. Yeah, you still do that. I still do that a bit there, especially because other people were a lot better than me still. But like the comparing thing was kept to a minimum. You know, it wasn't nearly such a big deal, and you could speak about dyslexia openly in that regard. And I remember going there and my confidence was so diminished. You know what I mean? I had trouble sleeping at night. I had some belly cramps. I think I was so scared about the future because I couldn't speak properly. I was a mess. I remember going there, my head was so low, I wasn't saying hello to anyone. I remember my first day. My first day there, people were like showing me around. I was sitting there, this little red table next to the toilet, some books, and I had my finger up my nose. And as a little kid, you mean like 7 years old, you don't want people to see you doing that. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw this big shadowy figure like stare at me. I quickly pulled my finger away, and I hope she didn't see. And she obviously saw, instead of ignoring it, she said, Theo, you'll fit right in here. We have loads of nose pickers. And it made me laugh and it made her laugh. And I remember that was the first time ever that I felt like I belonged in a dyslexia, in a school full stop. And I remember that moment of happiness didn't last for like the whole day, it only lasted maybe half an hour or so. But that was like one moment that got built on off another moment and another moment of feeling like I belonged, feeling like it wasn't like people weren't out to get me, feeling like it wasn't something wrong with me. So something that feeling like I am okay in who I am and everything's going to be all right. And that massively helped me with my self-esteem, with how I thought about myself. Now, does that mean that I was confident outside of school? Does that mean I had loads of ability? No, like I remember the first time I traveled by myself was really when I was in sixth form. So that's when I was 16, 17 years old. Actually got on a bus by myself, because before in the past, I'd always get a friend to go with me because they knew where they were going, because I was so scared about reading the traffic signs, reading that. So it's not so much I was like, I wouldn't say that I was very coping or very independent person, but what I was a very, reassured person. I felt like I belonged. And I remember, so just coming to the early years of it, like, so being so happy when I came home, because I kind of knew as a young age the fight that my parents used to go through at that time. It's going through hell and back, my mum and my dad as well, from picking me in at school to getting me diagnosed, spending thousands of pounds they didn't have, and getting me basically what's called again, a statement so the government could pay for me to go to school, because they didn't have not enough money. The first couple of years of being at the school, I was building my confidence, so I could feel like I could speak to the person next to me, and from that point, it all kind of built up to I became confident inside my comfort zone. And then obviously I had to get rid of that dyslexic school after being there a lot longer than I planned to. I remember I moved there and I felt so excited to go there and to be there and to basically experience the world. And I remember this excitement only lasted for about 3 hours once I was there, because I realized I don't know anyone's name. Don't know anyone's name. I had very low qualifications coming out of that school because of my abilities, but I never really had to face the fact that I don't know people's names. I can't remember them. They don't click to me like they click to other people's. And I felt embarrassed. I felt shy, and my stutter started coming out, and my speech impedance started showing, and I was scared that people might make fun of me. I remember always being lost around school, not knowing where I was going. And within a matter of months, I became the shy, quiet person I was at the start of my dyslexic school. I wouldn't speak to anyone who had stomach cramps. So I remember being at home in this big red chair, kind of so sad and crying to myself, like, why are things like this? And I kind of made a decision then and there to do something about it. I was like, okay, I'm going to become confident. So I just speak to people like I was in my dyslexic school. Watched confidence videos, realized nothing was really working until it was like 3 weeks in. I remember it was so clearly, it was like a Wednesday, it was stormy, dark outside. I remember this. I remember I clicked on a certain video on my iPad that I kind of seen this guy before, but I never clicked on it. Anyway, I clicked on this video, big guy, big broad shoulders. I was about to turn my abs off because I was tired, I was knackered, and this guy didn't seem like anything good to say. But then he said these words that changed my life forever, and that's really reason why I'm outside in Thailand right now, teaching kids English. He said, the only way to change your life is take responsibility of your life. And I listened to those words, and my whole body started vibrating, and I felt something I had never really felt before. So, and then I realized, to be where I want to go, to be confident, to speak to people I want to speak to do the things I want to do, I've got to take different actions. And then it started this journey on me taking responsibility of myself, and do crazy things like get up at 3 a.m. in the morning and like and learn from people. One person I learned from was a person called Tony Robbins. He's the person who said about responsibility, and I learned so much from him. And then within a month, my confidence exploded. Within a month, people literally said to me, "Who are you, and what have you done with Theo?" Because I'd walk in, I'd be happy, I would smile, I'd laugh. and I'd crack jokes and like, who's the hell's this person from this, you mean shy, insecure person to you?
Yeah.
And I remember loving life. And so that like, I always get on this rant and saying this story, but I just can't help myself. That's like the first level. But then the teachers went out of nowhere, said, you are going to have to do a GCSE English, Theo. And now I thought I got out of it because of my unique circumstances. Nope, I had to do it like everyone else. And these people in school thought that I could pass it, let alone they don't know the struggles I've been in, let alone they don't know how severe my dyslexia is. They don't know the struggles I faced. But yet they said to me, no, Theo, you believe you can do this. You're going to have this many English lessons a week and you have a test in almost a year. I was like, I'm not going to pass the test. And she said, Theo, why do you think this? Why do you say you believe you can't learn it? And I was angry at the time, to be honest. I wanted to shout at her and said, are you deaf? I just told you why I believe I can't do it. Man, instead of that, I was like, okay, I want to look into myself and actually question myself why I think the way I think. And I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, why do I actually say this to myself? Well, I said it because of my experience. And I believe that's true. But because I've learned so much about myself during this like journey of being confident, I realized something, that a belief is just an opinion about yourself. And then I realized, oh my God, it's my opinion. I can't improve my English. It's not, I say I can't believe it. I say I can't improve it because I believe I can't. But I said to her, I was like, well, actually, I don't know what I can do if I give it everything I got. And I remember this little voice said, what if you put every amount of energy into improving English? What would happen then? Mm-hmm. And I remember the next 6 months, I got so obsessed with improving my English. And I went to school an hour early, left school an hour late working my English. I spent on average 3 hours a day on public transport. That's going to school, from school going to my books, and from books and going to home. And I worked on my English. I had this little notebook called Muck My Dyslexia Up notebook, and I'd write in it the words I couldn't spell over and over and over again. And I put literally blood, sweat, and tears every single day into this thing. And you mean, like, because I put so much work, because I believed myself, because I had strong enough reasons to work on it, that's when I improved my English and I passed this test that, you mean, basically people said that I was never be able to pass. And going through the process, I didn't care about the goal, I cared about the process more than anything. Yeah. I cared about me improving my English, not to pass it, just to prove to myself that I could do it. Because I learned something going through that journey that's been invaluable to me. And it's this, it's not what you have that matters. It's what you do with what you have that matters.
Exactly. It's letting yourself think that you can actually accomplish something if you work hard enough. And also something I've seen in a lot of other people is that they don't give up. They're so determined. And no matter how many times you fail, you get right back up and you start again. So yeah, I mean, and look where it got you.
That's it.
You're teaching English in Thailand
100%.
now. Like, it worked.
100%. And it's all about the journey of like, where's got you now, it's going to take you next, and how does it make you feel about yourself? And like, that's it. And that's the foundational level we got to work at, is realize you can do anything. You have all the resources in yourself right now to do anything you want. The matter of the fact is just about going out there and getting it, going out there and using it, because all the dyslexic help that you need is out there. You just got to go out there and get it. It is out there for you. Go out there, and just get it.
You've had a very different experience from honestly anyone else that I've spoken to regarding dyslexia. So it's so interesting just to hear your story and what you've been through and just where you are now. It's such an achievement. I mean, you should be very, very proud. And I just have one question in the middle. After your GCSE English, what did you end up doing after graduating high school?
So one of my big goals was to be a personal trainer. Mm-hmm. Be a personal trainer because I loved fitness and I loved people. And like personal training, that's perfect. So I was very lucky to be in like my sixth form when I passed my English, was to train for a personal trainer. Anyway, I worked really hard on that. I got that. But also after my dyslexic experience, I was like, hold on, I've got these two balls I'm carrying. One, I want to help people with dyslexia. Number two, I want to help people with fitness and things like that. And so basically I decided to dedicate 3 years to basically write a book about dyslexia, about my journey, called Conquering Dyslexia. I can give it to you for free. conqueringdyslexia.net/audiobook. Get it for free. Audiobook in there. It took 3 years to write and edit, and I had some amazing help on it. Something I'm very proud of. But then that, and also I personal trained people for a bit over a year. Absolutely loved it, but I couldn't personal train people better than the next person. I've got my own style. I feel like my true gifts is with the dyslexia stuff, because I remember that's why I quit my job. And we've done loads on the dyslexia front. I remember took some events that was really exciting. Hiring out this hall, inviting people to come in, learning so much. And then I started working in schools again. I had a sort of part-time job in a school anyway, through a client, personal training client that I made. And she helped me on the book. And it's about building, and I had like a really good relationship up with her, who she spent hundreds of hours editing the book, like the way English and stuff. But yeah, so from that point, it's just been a journey of, okay, how do I get more of what I want, especially helping people with dyslexia? How can I do that more and more and more and more? Yeah. And I got, and I was like, okay, I really wanted to travel. And then I ended up applying to be an English teacher in Thailand. No, so yeah.
Incredible. Wow. For everyone watching, I'm going to link the book below so everyone can get access to that as well. But wow, it's such a journey. And honestly, the best thing about everything you just said is that when you have a goal, you just go for it. Like, you're not letting anything stop you. Like, you just believe in yourself, be confident, and just go for what your gut is telling you to go for. Can you just tell me a little bit about your Instagram page and what you're kind of doing on there?
Yes. So basically, what I've got two. I've got more of my own personal one, so happy to follow. Send me a message on there. I still post dyslexic stuff on there. Theo_Gough_, and I've very recently started a new page called Conquering Dyslexia, which is really my mission. My mission is to help as many people as possible conquer their dyslexia. And what that means is basically overcoming all the challenges that you're facing, that you don't let dyslexia stop you in any way in your life. And that's giving you all the tools and the resources to do that. And that's kind of my mission, to do that and to help change the dyslexic industry for the better in that way. So follow my Conquering Dyslexia Instagram account to get like daily posts and stuff like that. And follow, if you want to follow my personal one, to be personal with me, you can do that as well. And also, I want to say one more thing, because it's something I created quite recently. I'm very excited about. I had one idea. I think you might be excited about this as well, Sarah, because it's like one idea. It's about, what if I could get like, start at the start. What if I got all the best videos of dyslexia all in one place? That's like all the, you go onto YouTube. I've learned so much about dyslexia onto YouTube, and a lot of these hard to find videos on dyslexia that's very informational, all in one place. And I spent like many days getting together. There's like almost there's 49 plus videos there. And I was like, one place for dyslexia, I called it Dyslexia Flicks. And I was like, what happens if you get all the top websites, courses, free courses, all the top tests, just out there on the internet, all one place, as well as, the best books, the best social media, you're all on there, like your Instagram and stuff, podcast, all one place. And basically, I called it the Dyslexia Black Book. It took me many months to create, but it's completely free for the audience if you want it. And I'm happy to talk to you as well, Sarah, afterwards. But it's basically, no matter who you are, parent, your kid, educator, no matter where you are around the world, all the best information all in one place. Now, just give it to everyone completely like for free, as I normally do. Dyslexia Black Book, Conquering Dyslexia .net/black book. But that's also something that I'm very proud of, that I'm currently working on a lot now. I think it's really cool to have
That's
that.
such a good idea. I mean, I wish when I was younger, I would have had access to something like that, because that would have saved me so much time and so much frustration growing up. I think this is a genius idea. It's definitely going to help a lot of people out there. Definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Thank
well
you. That's what I
done.
thought.
Wow, I hope that goes well. Like, I'm excited to talk to you about that even more.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely after the call, we have a little chat about it. But yes, ready, like completely ready to access now. Really simple design.
Perfect. I'll link that below as well. Amazing. And I just really want to thank you for making time to share your story with everyone. Is there any little kind of advice you'd like to give our viewers just before we close?
The biggest thing that I'm saying at the moment is the one thing that's helped me get to where I am and like where I'm going, and I would say it's the same for you, Sarah. But it's just one thing that I always say to myself is I do not let my dyslexia stop me. So simply as that, it stopped me. And if you just have that as a guiding belief, a guiding force in your life, everything else will fall in place.
Yeah.
You just keep going. Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Theo. Well, I hope we talk soon. And yeah, it's bye for now.